All right,
Pecan pie. Did you know pumpkin pie, you just get all the liquid in there and you just let it sit?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it kind of makes me look at it a little different because I don't know what I thought it was. Or maybe you cook it. You probably cook it, but...
Pecan pie?
No, pumpkin. We're talking pumpkin, not pecan. We've moved on from pecan. Because you've adjusted the levels, so we're not pecan anymore.
We're not pecan anymore.
It takes a little behind the scenes here. It takes us a second. We got to get this thing up and rolling. We got to test out the audio.
Yeah.
We got to make sure it's all...
If only you could see what I'm seeing. If you look at my camera to your right over there, you'll see it's doing all this funny little, like this demo.
Happy birthday?
Yeah.
Hey!
Yeah, so it's coming up on here. So I'm a little...
Let's just leave it.
Yeah.
What is it saying?
Congratulations.
Well, this is celebratory.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
What is it? Episode 13?
That'd be right.
Well, we do something.
It's our sweet baby wedding.
What is that? It's a baker's dozen, that's for sure.
That's what we just got on here. It's our vacation as well.
Oh, sweet baby's wedding. Oh,
Yep.
I see. It really threw me off there.
Yeah, man.
We did have a little issue with what was episode 12.
Yeah, my good buddy Henry came on, and
Trevor didn't like him.
Well, you know how they say like you're the strongest link in the chain. You know that expression.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
Have you heard that?
Yeah, I had one AV cable, no video at all. So that one AV cable.
It really.
We're just gonna cut.
We're
We're gonna cut that.
Trevor, we're not cutting things. We don't cut. I don't even make cuts. I've never edited this thing, and I live by that. You know. We live in the moment. It's what's important is we have the routine down where we just, we come in here once a week and we just go. We're on top of it.
Yeah.
And maybe you missed the entire episode.
Yeah. Well,
maybe it's just a blank screen
the
entire time.
It was just that one AV cable, man.
Right, just the one cable. Again, it's a budget thing.
Yeah.
Because if we had all the money, we'd do something crazy. We'd probably have a whole team here.
Yeah.
With gimbals and...
You have a gimbal, don't you?
Yeah, but I don't want to carry it around.
Yep.
Because it's heavy, and so we could hire someone for that. But it's gonna take money, obviously.
Yeah.
Is it still doing the thing?
Yeah.
What is it saying now?
Neg art.
Hey, come on, man. Oh, sepia, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Is this coming up on the screen?
Yes.
For our audio listeners, you're really missing out. Black and white. We got it both here.
Yeah, this is great.
Solarize.
I just can't focus with it going on.
How do you turn it off?
You just kind of have to let it go. Now I'm slim.
Is that true?
No, I'm a heavy boy. Well, I'm pretty stretched. This is accurate.
There's got to be a way to turn the thing up.
I don't think there is, dude.
Lithium.
I think it just kind of happens.
This is the shittiest camera I've ever seen. Then.
No, it's cool. This is an awesome thing. I think it adds flair to the show.
Right. Actually, I kind of like it. I'm just going to go with you on this one. As long as it records, I'm here for it.
And we're going to check that.
Last week we did audio. Well, we're going to just double upload for this week.
Yep. You're in for a treat.
Yeah, it'll be it's kind of like what we usually do, but it's where we usually just do one upload.
Right.
This is twice that.
This is what makes this a special week.
This is a special week.
A sweet baby.
I don't know when this is coming out. It's hard to figure out since, again, Trevor just blanked the entire episode, so we got to figure out,
Yeah. Oh, my God, dude.
What's it doing now? Overlap.
It overlapped with me holding a sandwich, dude. That's
pretty
terrible.
Cool. Wait, you anti-sandwich?
I love sandwich.
What sandwich you got over there?
It's a peanut butter and jelly.
Oh, I got the materials right here in-house. You should have just came unprepared.
It's from when I was trying to be prepared for a weekend, and I over-prepared, actually. I only ate like 2 out of the 6 sandwiches I packed, man.
How old is this peanut butter jelly?
I made it Friday morning. Yeah. Nope, Saturday morning.
All right, it's Tuesday.
Yep.
And has it been in the fridge?
Yeah, it's
just
been
chilling in the fridge.
Refrigerated many different times.
So when did it get in the fridge? Because you took it on a trip, right?
Yeah, and I
so
bought
this thing's
3
been
ice
across
packs.
state lines.
That's right, and I bought 3 ice packs.
3
happy
ice packs,
birthday,
that
by
should
the
be
way.
sufficient.
Happy birthday. And happy holidays. Because it's April Fool's Day, actually.
It is not for you guys.
Not for you guys, but that's kind of the joke of last week's episode, April Fool's, because there's no video.
Oh, the joke's on me because
our sweet baby.
Right. Our sweet baby, what's he going to come into this world with? You know? What kind of mindset is that setting it up? How do we turn this thing off?
No,
man?
dude, I enjoy it.
The end. I think it just ended.
All right. So.
Why is it doing it itself?
Yeah, I don't.
Is
Well,
it like a
no,
demo?
it's a demo. It shows you all the cool things you can do with this camera. That.
Yeah, except you use it.
Yeah, because the tape, it can't actually. It's got an issue recording on with the tape. So
it doesn't know it's.
it doesn't really. It's
doesn't
kind of
know it's-
confused generally.
The cameras don't know they're outputting video.
No, I mean,
Like, you know what I mean?
it's just kind of plugged in. It doesn't really detect that there's an S video cable in there.
I mean, that seems simple.
Yeah.
That seems like a simple. This is a budget issue because if we had maybe the latest and greatest.
The latest and greatest of cameras.
No, I'm just saying, in general. What car are you driving?
The Dodge Avenger.
And what year is this?
2010.
Miles. How many?
Like 233,000.
Jesus.
Something like that.
And it's doing great.
It's doing pretty good.
Leaking?
Maybe a little bit.
A little bit, but enough that you can pretend you don't notice.
Exactly. That's what I do.
What are you going to do when this thing craps out?
Get a new car.
And you going to lease it? You going to
No,
buy used?
No, that sounds like a bad idea. I think my grandparents lease cars all the time, and I think that's fine. But I don't think we should be leasing cars.
Maybe they could lease you a car.
I guess that'd be
You
fine.
lease one of their cars.
That'd be no.
Trevor, you got a birthday coming up.
And have like 6
And
months.
that's going to be fun. We're
6
working on
months
the
from now.
cake. We're working on the whole celebration.
Mhm.
Trouble is, no one wants to come.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah.
So we don't know
Well-
what to do about that.
That's okay. It'll just be me and you, right? You'll still come. You'll plan
Yeah.
it and you'll come, right?
Yeah. It's just like, I'm going to spend all day setting it up.
Yeah.
I got to get the tablecloth still.
Yeah. Well, those cost a lot of money, so I don't really blame you for holding out on that.
Thank you. And it's just, I don't know. So I'll be there. I'll be
Yeah.
there. But it'd be nice if, I don't know, any of the viewers are particularly fond of Trevor, shoot him a message,
Yep.
an email. He's got a Hotmail,
I do have a Hotmail.
and he checks it, I think, what you said, weekly?
Yeah. I think Hotmail actually became Outlook.
Outlook. So they've kind of merged.
Yeah, I have a good Outlook, basically.
Good outlook on life.
And that's why you should email me.
Is this the... wow. I was setting you up there. Someone was going to reach out, come to your
Yeah.
party, and you kind of blew it there.
Yeah. So now nobody's gonna come.
How's your week been, Trevor? I mean, it's been a busy one, right?
It's been a busy one.
Where'd you go again?
I went to New York
The
City
Big Apple.
over this weekend. Yeah.
How was that?
It was a lot, man.
Yeah.
But, it was good.
How was the drive?
The drive was good. I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed driving the few hours that I did.
Nice.
And it is a good whenever you're driving with friends. It is good to take shifts. I don't know. It keeps you focused.
Right.
You know.
You want to keep your eye on the prize.
Yeah, and it was like I think we like drove maybe like I don't know like 10 hours in total or maybe more there and back. Like there, you know what I
Right.
mean?
Yes, I understand.
But I don't know, it's fun. You sit in a car and you think and you
Right.
look out the window.
That's the best.
It's good.
And then you realize all the things in your normal life that you're going to
Yeah.
get back to and you're going to really get done. You're like,
Yeah.
I know it all. I know it all. And then you get back and you forget it all. Because you're back in your room and you're like, whoa,
yeah, whatever.
I don't know. It was cool. Yeah, it was a good
Well,
time.
I mean, it's just a huge city. That's all it really is.
Right, it's a Big Apple.
I've been, and people you gotta have thick skin to live there. I feel like I'd be overwhelmed and overstimulated all the time, and I'd probably would never have like real time to be alone, which is interesting. That a lot of people are like drawn to that maybe.
To what?
To like being in like close proximity of everything all the time.
Oh.
And like loud noises and not being able to sleep when you want to.
Right. I guess that's appealing.
I guess that's appealing.
But then
I respect it if you want to do that.
you got to walk upstairs all the time and like,
Correct.
And
walk everywhere, which is cool. But you get your usual New York routes. It's just a big city. We were just walking and a rat just walked like really just sped across the sidewalk and scared this lady walking.
Right.
It was like out of a cartoon.
That's hilarious.
It's pretty funny.
So there is some perks to living there, you're saying?
You see a lot of funny things going on. some vloggers.
That'd be a nice biking.
Sure. Yeah.
They got the most bike routes in there. Most bike, most.
That's a good fact.
So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I saw it on the internet, and the internet's big nowadays. A lot of people are taking it for granted, but I think it could be the next big thing, which is why we're kind of doing this thing. We're kind of keeping it consistent.
We're taking back the internet,
right?
Basically,
that's actually a good way to put it.
That's a good way to put it.
That's a really good contribution to this, because now we got a slogan for the episode. We're kind of taking back. I feel like it's been taken back before.
By like Fred.
We could. Fred did it.
Yep.
Fred might have done it best.
Yeah.
But we might have our own spin on it.
And there will be another Fred.
I think everyone can take their own spin on things, and as long as you say something that's true to yourself, I think it's really going to connect with other people.
Yeah.
So what's true to you, Trevor? Anything? Do you have anything inside you that you can rely on, that is like, this is me?
I can always rely to get the job done. Rely on me because it's going to happen.
Because things are going to happen.
And you got to make things happen. The
now,
job's going to get done.
The job's going to get done.
Yeah. That means I think I have good initiative, and other people have said so as well. So that helps me think that more.
You just got to aim the right way.
Yeah, dude.
What about the viewers? Should they just aim the right way?
You can't teach intuition, but you just gotta have it. You gotta do it.
Intuition. You think that's what it comes down to?
Sure. Intuition, and integrity, and intensity, and a little bit of insanity.
Ooh.
And you gotta have some madness and mischief in you.
Right. Right. You can't teach. Can't make someone want to get better at something.
Yeah, that's right.
What is the word for that? The whole time you were saying that stupid thing, I was trying to think of the word for. You can't teach someone.
You can't teach someone how to want it.
Yeah. Can't.
Okay.
No, it's not curiosity. It's not curiosity. Although Curious George, I don't know if you were a big PBS guy.
He's a cool guy. I like that movie.
I liked it they had great soundtrack.
It looked so cool.
Yeah, it did. They had a little more saturated and a little more fluid also.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know if that's true, but the show was great. If you haven't seen it, you're missing out. The soundtrack.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Man, Yellow Hat.
Well, he's your sweet baby, you'd say.
I can't think of the word. What is the word?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you'll figure it out. Maybe
you'll
figure it out later on.
It's like where you personally are interested, like you have a desire to know more about a thing.
Yeah, you want to learn.
Yeah, it's unteachable because it's a feeling you have to have. You have to
want to discover.
Yeah, it's not inquiry. It's inquiry or, yeah.
It's always.
I mean, this is ridiculous.
This has always been hard,
Since the dawn of time.
Since the dawn of time, it's always been hard to find the words,
Trying to find the words to describe you, girl.
Yeah.
What is that song?
I don't know.
You don't know shit today, Trevor.
I don't know.
I'm trying to outsource my lack of knowledge to you.
I'm not the right guy for that.
Why?
Maybe if you.
Why did the higher ups put us together?
Yeah.
Today we got Owen coming on.
Yeah.
He's a drummer. Excellent drummer.
Excellent drummer.
He's just subbed in for my band on drums last week.
Rock on.
He plays. Okay, so what's that? I don't know. Shop the Pig.
Yep. Spillway.
Yeah, I don't know if they're still doing shows. But yeah, Spillway, they got music out. What's the other one? Oh, he's playing in Six Flags, guys, sometimes.
Yeah.
Jonah Kruger, episode 2, callback.
Callback to that guy.
But Owen's coming on. He's got red hair. I don't know if he's Irish or something, but we'll check in.
He's a tall gentleman.
He's tall, yeah. He's tall and very distinct look.
Yep. You know when he's around. And it's time to party.
It's time to go. It's time to get things going. That's why we brought him on today.
He's our sweet baby.
Trevor was in a slump about his whole birthday party. No one's coming. So we wanted to bring him in here, get the energy going.
And maybe I'll pop the question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what is
will you go to my birthday party?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just wait. If the episode's going well, then you might
Yeah.
be your time to slide in and ask.
Oh my god, it'd be so embarrassing if I did it like 5 minutes in.
Yeah. Like, hey, how you doing? By the way, you just cut in. That'd be so awkward.
Yeah, like
That'd be just that would ruin the whole thing.
But I kind of want to do it because like maybe he wants to know that I'm serious.
I understand that, but yeah, I think maybe the right way to do it is we have a whole conversation with him. We kind of get like, wow, we're having a good time here, and
I need to get to know him first.
Well, not even that. We just there'll be a little pressure because we're having a good time, and then you throw on, hey, you want to come to my birthday party? And he's like, he'd be an asshole to say no. Right.
It'd be like proposing in front of all of her friends.
Right. Yeah. If she even has any friends, the dumb bitch. Who are we talking about, Trevor? Your mother? We'll cut the whole thing. Owen's coming on. And we're gonna get to the bottom of stuff. There's a lot going on today.
Yeah, I wonder.
There's a lot going on.
I want to know what's going on
world.
in his head. And
I want to know
what he thinks of what's going on in today's world.
Yeah, how this whole thing got
and maybe,
started with.
Maybe he can help you find that word, man.
Yeah, you got anything to add to this or?
No, man. I'm busy a lot, and it's kind of cool to like wind down for a minute and just talk to someone and press some buttons.
Right. Maybe you'll get that +1.
For what?
For your party, man.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and it'll be me, you, and Ellen.
Again, if I'm gonna be there, I'll already have set up everything, so I might be in and out.
Yeah, I figure. I know you're a busy guy as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be right back with Owen.
The Acorn Archive.
I think, once you get the bump from this thing, you'll realize the lights, the cameras, it's all just part of showbiz, and you got to get used to it.
Right.
If you're going to make it in this business, which I think you are, I'm optimistic about where
Hey,
you're
man,
headed.
usually people can't even really see me that much because I'm, like, behind all of the other front people.
Right.
Sitting down. So, like.
But if you want, you could mess up the entire thing,
Yeah, I'm just going to, like, from now on, I'm just going to stand up while I'm playing the drums.
That could be a thing. Or you could raise the entire thing up. You could bring your own little
That's true. Get
mini
like
stage and
like
put it
a
on each
riser.
stage. Yeah.
No, it'd be like the guy from Motley Crue where he's like, he has like was it Tommy Lee where he's like, his drums are like strapped to a thing and it's like a roller coaster. Like it's on like a track, like a roller coaster, and he like goes upside down and he's like.
Is that an actual thing?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, so that might be a little bit out of your budget, but again, once this thing takes off,
right.
The sky's the limit.
Right.
How you doing? It's a Tuesday.
I'm chilling.
And Tuesday's busy for you?
It's not really. I usually just work. Today I opened. So.
Someone told me the old Pierogi Mountain used to be Cafe Bourbon Street.
Yeah, that's where it started.
That's crazy. That's funny.
Yeah.
Was it both of the? Was it Summit too? Do you know what I'm saying? Was it both? Was it the one huge building?
I don't know.
I think it was just in Bobo.
I think it was just in.
Trevor, go ahead and look that up, and we'll get back to it. But let's move on for now. You're in a lot of projects.
Yeah.
You're saying the other day, Shop the Pig plays Bourbon Street all the time.
Yeah, we're like the house band there.
And you are on drums.
Yes.
What's the lineup?
So it started off with, it's like Matt's project, Matt McCarthy, who you've had on before.
Right, episode 3.
Right. It's like his project pretty much, and then like, it's me on drums. Ian Callahan, dedicated synth player. Although the one song he always plays the cowbell,
which is a nice touch.
Yeah, right. Gotta have that. And then it used to be Stan Russ on bass, and then he's just like busy with like everything else he's in because he's in like Big Fat Head and like a bunch of other shit. And
who's in there now?
Max Hansel.
Oh, nice. That's a good little lineup you got.
Yeah. So it's the 4 of us, and then Max is on bass. Matt switches between like synth and guitar, and then he's always singing too.
Now, do you find your passion for drumming comes from a violence issue? You know, you got to get it out somewhere.
No, it actually comes because so me and my sisters played Rock Band growing up.
And they used to hit you, and you had to get, you got to work through that trauma somehow. Was it not that?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It was actually, I just got stuck with the drums.
Oh.
And I was like, well, this is fun.
Right.
And then I was like, maybe I could do this like for real.
Now, those skills actually kind of transfer.
Yeah, like unlike guitar, like
Yeah,
because like the Rock Band drum kit is like like the actual like pads.
Yeah.
And so it's like you still got to get the coordination down.
Right. And
But
then,
but like guitar is just you're just pushing a button.
Right.
It's like that's not how you play guitar.
It's a fun feel, but not the same thing.
Right.
Okay, but so you were a professional?
Yeah. Yeah.
You were professional. How
And then-
long before you made the switch to like the real deal, you know? I imagine there was a budget issue at the beginning, right?
What for like switching from Rock Band to like real drums?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I got my first kit when I was like 8.
Okay.
So that was like.
Was it one of those mini kits?
No, it was like a full size kit. I still
Nice.
have it, except the floor tom is like
No
broken.
Good. No good.
So I don't have the floor tom.
Do you use any of the pieces still?
I use a kick drum sometimes if I'm like
Is
playing.
it kind of shitty?
Yeah, but you can make a shitty drum kit sound decent.
That's true. All you need is a beat and hope and a dream,
Right.
and you can take this thing somewhere.
Right. It takes some chutzpah,
Little chutzpah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, everything takes a little chutzpah,
Right.
but
Right.
not. What's interesting is you get older, and you have to divvy up your chutzpah. You can't give everything your full chutzpah.
Yeah.
So how do you make those choices where you put your energy?
Really just. Well, first there's the stuff I have to do to like survive.
Right. That's got to come first.
Yeah. And
Inclination.
right.
This is the word we had a whole previous monologue to this thing. I couldn't remember a word. What it is inclination. You got to be inclined to do the things that are necessary.
Right. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Well, yeah, sure. Trevor just kind of hopped in there and railed the whole thing, but it's no big deal. You're saying
There's the things that I have to do to like survive,
Yeah.
like eat and like work because I need money.
right.
And then there's the stuff that I want to do, which is like play drums, which is why I'm in like so many different projects and bands and stuff. And yeah.
How do you figure out what you want to do? Is it how you feel when you're doing it? Is it that simple? It's got to be a little more than that, right? Because it feels I'm actually pretty good at Rocket League, but I don't think I'm not sure it's going to take me anywhere.
See, but is it something that you want to do and enjoy doing?
Yeah.
Rocket League?
Yeah, it's
there you
great.
go. You it's that simple.
But where does it come a little lower than, something that might have a monetary benefit?
Well, I'd hope.
I think a lot of the viewers
I'd hope to someday turn music into monetary benefits.
Now, is this going to be selling CDs, mixtapes? You're going to start a sort of hip hop label?
Yeah.
Okay, so that could be a route.
That
But
could be one.
A lot of
way to
viewers
do
don't
it.
even have a laptop, so how are they going to get, some sequencing software or even get this thing off the ground?
You can do that on your phone. You
Right.
ever heard of what is it, BandLab?
Right, the phone's powerful. It's a powerful little computer.
Right. Everyone's got a supercomputer in their pocket.
Right. So work with what you got.
Right.
And for you, that was, Rock Hero or whatever it is. What is
Rock
it?
Band.
Rock Band.
Yeah.
DJ Hero. There was a DJ Hero. Remember that?
I do remember that.
That thing was kind of
Yeah.
fun. With
That
a
was like
slider.
the DJ version of Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
But then Rock Band is like the Guitar Hero version of like a full band setting.
Yeah. I mean, the DJ thing was cool. I don't even think I liked it in the game that much. But
I
it was
never
fun
played
to
it.
spin it around. I love spinning it
I
around.
never had that one.
Well, it might be something to invest in, but again, it's like you got so many things you
But,
might
like-
be interested into.
Yeah.
How do you choose where you're going to even start? Is maybe it's just routine?
Yeah. At this point, really, I feel like I've established the things that I want to do.
Pierogies, drums.
I mean, I don't want to work.
Right.
At the I do it because I need money
Right.
to afford to be able to play drums and do the other stuff that I want to do, you know?
Right. Now, what else would you like to do? You got any?
I've been getting into rock climbing.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's fun.
You know, you're a pretty tall guy, so you can reach up there.
Yeah, right. And it's funny because some of my friends who I go with are shorter, and they get mad at me because I can
you
just
can just
like
reach
I
up
can just
there.
stand up and like grab it.
grab
And they're
it.
like, man, screw you.
Yeah, but
I'm
you
like-
can always grow. You know?
I'm like, why don't? Have you ever thought of leg extensions?
It could be
That's an option.
Yeah, because now it's 2025. You can. This is an actual thing you can consider. You don't have to just whine.
Right.
A lot of people are just whining.
Yeah.
But you know, again, I'm a little hypocritical because sometimes I got things I want to whine about. You know,
Yeah.
someone cuts me off in the traffic. I'm like, that was no good.
Yeah. You just gotta.
You got to move on, I think.
Yeah, you just gotta turn the other cheek and look the other way.
Now,
You know.
okay, so you're playing rock band.
Yeah. Yeah.
You turn 8. You get yourself a kit
Yeah. For Christmas.
for Christmas,
Yeah.
and you had ample room to practice.
Yeah, my parents' basement
Nice.
growing up.
It's a good spot.
Yeah. I
And
feel like that's where the drum kit typically goes.
now, how old are you?
8.
And from there, you start playing the drums. How long before you get? Did you play in the academic world?
No, I did like middle school band.
Right, little timpani,
Yeah, like snare drum shit, you know. And
xylophone. You ever mess with it?
No. I mean, maybe like in class, but I never like did it like for
Right,
real, you
right.
know. But yeah, I did like snare drum and stuff and like middle school band, and then I mostly like took private lessons growing up, and I did that for a long time. And then that's what like got me serious about it, cuz like I got my first kit when I was like 8, and then I was like wanted to do it, but then I didn't actually take lessons until I was like 12.
Yeah,
So then
that's when you kind of put it all together. Were you still
Right.
playing before that?
yeah,
Yeah.
just I didn't really know. I
Yeah, you
didn't have
kinda
like
like-
a structured routine or know exactly
yeah.
how to do anything correctly.
Yeah.
I was just kind of like going for it.
Yeah, I was the same. I started guitar when I was 8,
Yeah.
which I guess, you know, because it's like how much can you really do something when you're 8? But
Right. Like I taught myself like kind of how to read charts.
yeah, I
and
remember.
then-
I just remember thinking I want to get good at this, and then as long as you
Yeah.
get good at it later, you can just say you started then.
Yeah, exactly. That's
it's
why.
pretty good deal.
That's why I always tell people like whenever they're like, "How long you been playing?" I'm like, "Oh, since I was like 8," and they're like, "Oh, that makes sense." And I'm like, "Yeah, but I really like didn't start till I was like 12."
Yeah.
But even then, it's like that's still like
Still a long
10,
time.
11 years now. Like
Yeah. Yeah, it is a pretty big jump to start learning an instrument at like this age. It's a pretty different thing.
Yeah, like I also used to take piano lessons as like a little kid, so I still have like some of like a foundation when it comes to like keyboard
Yeah.
and theory with that. But like I've tried to teach myself like guitar and bass, and I can like
You're pretty good at guitar.
I'm like decent.
It sounds
But-
good what you play. I don't know how much you
Okay.
know. But like,
Yeah, that's fair. But I don't know. I'm just like so much better at drums because that's what I've put the most time into.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, I'm never gonna be that good at guitar. I'm starting now, and it's like,
sort of, yeah, but you got all the other music knowledge and the feel of it.
yeah, that's true. I got the rhythm.
Yeah, and you know what is the most valuable thing about like learning a thing is you know you can learn a thing.
Right.
So it's like you can just do that, take that formula and apply it to something else in your life. Like
Yeah.
for example, climbing a rock, which is pretty hard to do because not only are they sharp, and you know sometimes there's not much to grab onto,
Right.
and it's scary up there. Is it scary? You're mostly
I'm-
bouldering.
I don't know. I do a good amount of
You get
like
up there.
I do a good amount of like the rope climbing, but it's all indoor. I have yet to go out because it's like outside because it's been cold.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping to change that once the weather warms up a bit.
Where are you gonna go?
I don't know. There's like some good climbing in Kentucky, and then there's also like some places you can go around Ohio for like bouldering, which is like lower to the ground. You know,
Right.
need a rope. You need a pad though, and I don't have one of those.
A lot of the
But-
viewers were asking about travel recommendations. You got anything? Got any good spots you've been to? Any good
Like
experiences?
like in the Columbus area?
No,
Or just like in general.
Just in general, because this thing's kind of taken off. It's
Oh yeah, this is
worldwide,
like
so we
a
wanna,
this is global.
well, we want to make it public knowledge.
Okay, well I've never left the U.S., so I don't know anything.
We'll keep
other
it
than
continental, but
that. Right. But Montana's beautiful.
Right.
I went there a couple years ago. That was crazy.
that's kind of far away.
Yeah. Took like 2 days to get there.
How many miles you put on your truck?
I don't know. Probably like at least
Because eventually those
1,000.
things stop working.
At least 1,000.
Trevor was saying
I have a
his
Honda,
cars,
so it'll run forever.
what kind of car is yours?
Dodge Avenger.
Well-
Which Avenger?
Yeah, which one?
The Dodge one.
I don't remember.
Do you have a
him.
favorite?
I don't remember
You a
him.
big superhero guy?
Not really.
Yeah.
You love Spider-Man. What are you talking
Oh, I do love Spider-Man.
Pretty big Spider-Man guy myself.
but he's not an Avenger technically.
He's in the mix, though.
Yeah, he's in the mix.
That's true.
I mean, I
He's in
think-
the movies. He's there.
He's a friend.
But the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man is
Yeah.
like the best.
Yeah.
Hey, I had an answer on the Pierogi Mountain thing.
Oh yeah.
So I did see the Diners
about that.
Drive-In and Dive episode.
yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And
It was in the old spot?
Yeah, it was in Bobo.
yeah, it was in Bobo, and it was funny because they had a fake band play, and then he went to Ray Ray's in the same episode, and just said which is funny because Ray Ray's is right outside of Ace of Cups, but he didn't say anything about Ace of Cups being like another music venue, which I thought was really funny.
Well, there's multiple Ray Ray's locations.
It was the one in
so-
front of Ace of Cups.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
And also,
Yeah, man, come on.
sorry.
Also, I'm reading a Reddit thing right now. It was 3 years ago, and I guess it's about the Pierogi Mountain in the other spot.
Yeah, they
Same.
did like a follow up, like a "Where Are They Now" type deal.
Pierogi Mountain, which is located at 105 North Grand Street, will appear on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives Triple D Nation, a spin-off of the smash hit Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. And the restaurant previously appeared on season 27 of Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives in an episode called College Town Champs. And some of the comments here are saying, the food is great, and so the people who run it love to see it. I freaking love Pierogi Mountain. Great place, great...
So they're really into potatoes.
They said something.
Pretty much, yeah.
Pierogies are obviously a must, but don't sleep on the chicken paprikash.
I ate that today.
Yeah, man. Is it good?
It's pretty good.
So-
It's inconsistent.
Do you
like
think people
a lot
sleep
of
on it?
Huh?
You think people sleep on it?
No, a lot of
Properly.
people order it.
Okay.
A lot of people order
That's what I
it.
was like most curious about, is if people sleep on it or not.
No, I feel like it's adequately ate.
Yeah, I mean, people sleep on it a appropriate amount.
Right.
Which, I mean, everyone's got to get their rest
and like
in.
half, if not like about half of our menu is like vegan, so that's also good for the people that want to eat meat. You know, they got like the
They got
paprikash,
paprikash. Now, what does that even mean?
paprika.
Okay, just fancy paprika or something?
No, it's just like a stew, but with a lot of paprika in
Okay,
it.
paprika stew. Paprikash.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a stew with like carrots, celery bits, and like chicken and sour cream, and a lot of paprika.
Do you ever find your emotions got you going, got you stewing, got you worked
Yeah.
up?
Yeah.
A lot of the viewers feel the same way. And how do you deal with those things?
You know, sometimes you just gotta push through and it'll be fine. Other times it's not very healthy. I will just like ignore it until it comes back up later, and
Right.
I'm like, well, shit. And then I ignore it some more.
Well, usually you're dealing with about 40 things at once, and they all have their own little timeline.
Right.
So you forget where you are in some, and
Yeah.
then you're like,
Then other times I'm just like, I can't be bothered with this right now, and then it's just like you're just like, whatever.
right.
I'm gonna.
And then we all die, so it's like that angst really builds up, you know?
Yeah, that's also a good reminder, you know, like you're gonna die eventually, so why are you gonna be all stewed up about something
Right.
that doesn't matter in the end?
It's all paprikash or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all kind of a wash in the end. You know, everything evens out, and I imagine maybe if the last moment is not, the last moment's probably going to be bad.
What?
But
What makes you say that?
I don't know. Just seems like it would probably be
You're
like
just a pessimist.
Ha.
You
Well,
just,
no.
you just.
Well, who knows what happens afterwards? But the last moment, let's say it's not bad. It's probably like, it's
I
probably
feel like I'd hope that when my time comes, I'm like, yeah, this is happening. And it's like a neutral, if not like overall good experience. Not like,
Yeah.
no, I don't want to be scared to die.
If
you
it was
know?
like a crash or something, I think my last thought would be like, no way.
no,
No
my
shot.
my last thought if I died in a car crash would be like, what's that?
Yeah.
You know,
Would you say that to yourself? Or
In
would you say it
my
out loud?
head.
Does you have a passenger in the situation?
I mean, who
And they're coming.
knows?
Is the car coming from the right?
I don't.
'Cause then your
Well, if it
passenger's
came from the
gone.
right, then the passenger would probably die. But if it came from the left, I would probably die. You know.
Maybe you could swing it around, take that shot yourself, because you're that kind of guy. You're gonna put yourself out there
Right.
for someone else.
Right.
A lot of people don't.
I
have
look
that
out
in
for
them.
people.
Right, and that's good. That's a
know?
good quality to have.
Yeah.
Do you find, looking out for? It sounds like a simple thing to do. It sounds like, hey, while you're at it, look out for people. But a lot of times you got to put other people ahead of yourself.
Yeah.
You know.
Sorry, I just saw Trevor like freezed it on the on the clip of me taking a sip of the water.
He likes to kind of mess with it, but I think it's froze actually in the past tense.
That's like when you're saying like hung or hanged.
Yeah.
Did you hung someone? Did you hang?
No,
Did
you
hang him?
like if someone was hanged, they were
Right.
hanged.
But then if you're
I'm
talking
like,
about it, like, yeah, we hung him.
No, we hanged him for his crimes.
Now,
But-
who was he?
A criminal of some sort.
Okay, and how'd you know that? Just based off his appearance?
Based off the fact that he was hanged.
So you're saying, as long as they prosecute him, it's good enough for you. Okay, well, it's fair enough because there's probably a jury of his peers.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we do that anymore either. Now we just send them to rot in jail.
Yeah, which is boring, but I guess it is a nicer thing. They get food and stuff. Cheez-Its.
There's arguments to be made on both sides.
Yeah, and we're not gonna.
I don't
take
want to
that
get
up
into
here.
that right now.
Or that we'd be here all day. We'd be here all night.
Yeah, exactly.
And we got other stuff to
I
get into.
got stuff to do later.
Right. Are you a big fan of outside of pierogies, potatoes? What kind of cuisine really calls you? We wanted to ask if you're Irish.
I'm not Irish.
Okay.
I'm Scottish.
Scottish. That's a good one too.
Yeah. Well, I'm like, my dad's like Scottish and Nordic, and he's blonde. But my mom is where I get my red hair from, and she is Sicilian.
Yeah, I just had Sicily pizza.
Yeah?
Yeah, this weekend. It was pretty good.
Is that like...
It's
Like-
some square pizza. It's cheese on it.
So it's kind of like pizza, but it's a
Is that,
square.
like, from like around here?
No,
He went to the Big Apple
Yeah, I
over
was
the
in
weekend.
Brooklyn.
He won't stop talking about it. It was a big trip for him.
Okay. I've never been.
Welcome to Sony Handycam Vision.
The good thing about the Big Apple is, it's large and nutritious. I think an apple a day might keep the doctor away, but
Right. I just
eventually
ate an
the-
apple before coming over here.
that's actually good.
Yeah.
But eventually the doctor comes anyways,
Yeah.
and you got to deal with that.
I thought I could keep them away with the apples, but
Yeah. I think it's maybe just a saying.
no, you
It doesn't
just...
even rhyme, though, so you'd think it would be...
Yeah, it does.
Apple a day keeps the doctor away.
Yeah, I know, I get
Yeah.
that, but
What?
besides the fact that it does rhyme and it's wrong, it just doesn't sound good. It's an apple a day keeps the doctor away. It's
I think
like...
that's fine.
Well, it's like nowadays, they got that film on them. What are you going to get, a Honey Crisp? No, you're going to get a Fuji. And it's like,
Nah, I go with the Honey Crisp.
yeah, if you can, but not everyone's, got that level of privilege.
They're both like the same price.
I don't know. I think you really got to get in there, take a look. Grocery stores nowadays are wild, Sometimes
Yeah.
the cart doesn't even work. And it's
Dude,
like,
I was at this show like a couple weeks ago, and I was talking to this guy. Well, I overheard this guy talking about how he runs security at, and I was like, "So you're just gonna? So if I come in, you'll let me steal whatever I want?" And he was like, "Well, no, but I can tell you the tips on how to properly steal without getting caught." And then he told me everything.
is it just like a lanky dude?
Yeah, he's like this tall, lanky guy with like straight hair.
Yeah, I see that guy every
Is he
time.
wearing a hat?
Well, he wears a hat in.
Yeah,
He's lives in my apartment complex.
That's hilarious.
no way. I feel like we should probably cut that.
We might cut it. We'll bleep it out. But I do. We'll bleep the store.
I see
for
him all
sure.
the time. It's really funny.
Yeah. Bleep the store.
He drives a really cool.
Okay. We definitely got to bleep that out.
I've put things in a bag and walked right past them.
I just think it's
Dude, yeah, no. He was like telling me on how to like properly steal shit and like the methods.
Well, that's
And
the
I was
best
like,
'cause
okay.
I can't say that because it's gonna give it away. No, because this is a worldwide podcast, so it's not gonna. But it's the one where it doesn't have the sensors. It doesn't have the weight thing.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
No, whenever I'm getting produce at certain grocery stores, I got to watch what I'm saying.
Right.
But
You don't want to disparage any large corporations that are wonderful.
Actually, no, I don't care. I'll say it now.
Say it, man.
Okay, so whenever you get groceries from
Whoa, man, that's an Ohio store. That's a home ground one.
No, I worked there for years.
15 an hour.
It was like 12.
Ah.
Yeah, I worked there in like high school though, so it didn't really matter.
Yeah.
But
Well, tell us about it.
what, working there?
No, how it sucks.
Oh. It's just I didn't get paid for shit.
Yeah.
But it was kind of cool because I worked with a lot of my friends and we would just fuck around and not really do anything. And we just like were stock shelves. So and my hair is long enough to where I could just like put my earplugs in and then like
Hide some food in there.
yeah, exactly.
That is
And,
actually a nice
you
perk.
pull an apple out of my red hair, they never saw it.
And that'll keep the doctor away, but eventually it comes for all of us.
Right.
A lot of the viewers are worrying. They got that angst. Things are going to end.
I mean,
But
They
there's always
could.
new beginnings too.
right.
We
Right.
kind of got here late. To the whole universe. Because I
Well-
wouldn't have figured out like a door.
What? What are you
The,
talking about?
the handle. I wouldn't have quite got it. I would have just been like, just put it, just kind of close it. Or I would have just kind of maybe I'd have a cutout of a door and I'd put it. But I never really would have put it all together. I never would have. I can't really, make metal things.
Yeah, me neither.
So they kind of all figured it out, and then we got here,
Yeah.
which is
That's
fun.
crazy.
Which is fun, but would have been fun to figure something out.
I mean,
You think there's still more to figure
time.
out?
There's
more
still
to-
time. You could figure something out.
But it's running out. It's all just a perspective, though. Life's perspective.
Right. I'm sure. Like Plato thought he was late to the game too because
Now this is like
Socrates was before him.
Are you a sculptor? Do you do you have a kiln yourself?
No.
Are you a clay guy, or do you stick with the? I mean, Play-Doh is nice. It has the colors. It's real malleable. It's real malleable, but I find it's hard to keep it in shape.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Do you
that's
fancy
why it's
yourself an artist?
Play-Doh.
Right,
You
it's just for
you
kids.
Just, you just play with it. It's not like you're like actually trying to sculpt something
Right.
with it.
Now, are
You
you?
could, and then it's just and then you just like smush it down again.
Are you a Do you fancy yourself a chef, an artist, a connoisseur?
Not a chef.
No.
Not a chef. I don't know. I'm just a guy.
And you
I just do stuff.
that's how everyone's out here doing it.
What stuff?
Yeah.
Well,
You had a
my
problem with
stuff
that?
my stuff is different.
Oh, like what?
Like
What makes
it's
it
me.
unique?
It's me.
It's you.
Everyone's got their own stuff that's unique to them.
Yeah.
Whether someone else is doing that same stuff, they're not doing it the same way that you're doing it.
Right. They can't.
Exactly.
Yeah, everyone's got something. Not everyone's going to use it. A lot of the viewers, but Everyone's
Man,
got
why you always
everyone's
shitting
got
on the
some
viewers?
perspective that is unique to them, and if you know,
I'm gonna
if you
stand
make
up for the
things
viewers.
Dude, thank you. I've been saying this.
Yeah.
For
Oh, Trevor! Now
Yeah.
Trevor's gonna switch sides. You should see him off camera. This dude's oh, this fucking show again every week. I gotta take my shit over here. Then he gets on camera. He's the nice guy, you know.
Hey man, you're always pissing on our loyal viewers. You know.
Yeah.
It's been the views. Have
Hey,
been
I was
consistent.
once a viewer. Now I'm a guest.
So you can switch to our side. I don't know why you're still, you know.
I don't see that there needs to be sides. Can't we just be one?
That's actually a
one
good point.
Unit?
I think unity is a good direction. This could be our episode of unity.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
a big peace guy, or are you more conflict?
I don't prefer conflict.
Yo, if you prefer
But-
peace, put up a peace sign right now.
Trevor, you're gonna make him throw up gang signs to prove his loyalty?
Yeah,
We're trying
I'm
to.
not
This
about
is unity. It's not about like a team. You're on the peace
Well,
team.
hey man, I'll do it. All
right. Highland Hitler over there. What was that? The bunny ear. This guy's all over the place. So as you're getting older, when do you shift out of your boyhood routine into the person you are today?
Once I moved out from my parents' house and graduated high school.
You got your own location.
Yeah, pretty much. I had to get a good job that wasn't the place I referenced earlier.
Right.
That we should probably bleep out.
Yeah, we'll see about that one.
But yeah, once I got a real job or a better job, and then got my own place and paid bills, then I was like, oh, there's stuff I actually have to do, which brings us back to the stuff I have to do,
Yeah.
that we referenced earlier.
Yeah. Then this is your new routine in your life is keeping up with this stuff so you can make time for yourself to play video game. You a big video game guy?
Not really, not as much as I used to be.
What was some favorites of yours?
Skyrim,
Nice.
the Spider-Man video game for the PS4.
Which one?
The
The PS4 one was the new one.
I don't have a PS5, so I couldn't play the newer one.
Is that only on PS5? I thought they made a PS4.
No, there's the Miles Morales
Yeah.
PS4, but
And there's
then
another one.
Yeah, and then there's the one before that, which is the first Spider-Man for the.
Tell me
PS4.
why they did this, man. They put Venom in Spider-Man 2. They already made Spider-Man Miles Morales, which is basically the same game. They make Spider-Man 2 and they put Venom in, but you can't even play as Venom.
What? So you just fighting Venom?
Yeah, dude. What's the point?
It is all kind of the same game, and it is $60 every time.
70 now, man.
Yeah, dude.
Jesus.
The price of video games are going up. That's
Well, it's
that's
either-
another reason I got out of that.
Yeah, it's either out of the scene. It's
Yeah.
either free to play with a bunch of
I had to leave it
add-ons.
behind.
You either got a battle pass or it's $70.
Oh, I never played Fortnite either. I was always bad at the shooter games.
There's a bunch of games like that now that are free to play, but you gotta just buy stuff in the game.
No,
That sucks. That's how Skate's gonna be, man.
Yeah.
Wait, really?
I think it's just
that's
cosmetics.
what
though.
I think.
I mean, that would make sense because then it's like the in-game transactions. You have to buy new skateboards if you want them.
But I don't really care about
But
that.
I think the game is gonna be
either,
free.
but
I don't
a lot of people would.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But at least you get to play the game for free. I don't know.
Yeah.
No one used to do it, and then I think the Fortnite became the big, and then
Yeah.
that was the new standard.
Yeah.
Also, in the Fortnite, you can make games now. It's like Roblox.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Because I was about to say Roblox was also free to play, I think.
That game was that was
Roblox
awesome.
is awesome.
Yeah.
Big Roblox guy myself.
Now, you ever play the Obbies, man?
Yeah, I was a big hobby guy. Phantom Forces, you ever play it?
No.
Work at a pizza place. I got a big house in that one.
I fucked up work at a pizza place. I wanted to work at a pizza place so bad as a kid.
Why didn't you? What went wrong?
I don't know. You tell me, man. You were the pizza delivery guy.
I wasn't. Well, I was, professionally, but in the town of Robloxia, I was a supplier. I drove the trucks strictly. I had my
Dude, that was awesome.
CDL.
Loading up the truck, dude.
Yeah.
And I'm loading up trucks now. That's awesome.
unless you. Yeah, that's kind of full circle for you.
You load up pizza trucks?
No.
I unload trucks.
He was just saying in the other episode he was stealing stuff from work,
Ah.
and this is like a national company, so. So where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I don't know. Hopefully not working in a kitchen.
Yeah.
You know. Hopefully doing something music related.
Now, are you gonna have a pasture, farm?
That would be cool.
That'd be fun.
cool. I would love to not live in the city.
That'd be fun too.
But
I keep thinking about
need
that.
money to do that.
Yeah. There's no yeah. I can't find anywhere to like. I don't know. What are you gonna rent a house in the middle of nowhere?
Right.
I don't think anyone. People probably do.
And then if I did that, I would have to drive like if I'm still working in Columbus, I'd have to drive at least like 40 minutes back and forth every day.
Yeah.
And then that's a lot of gas money. And it's like.
But then it's like, why do I want to be right here? I don't know. Just because I can afford it, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's like, can I even? Why do I? It's just close enough, but it's like, that's why when this thing really takes off, we're gonna maybe hit the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take the Acorn archive on the road with you.
Yeah, we're gonna get the van going, but again, Trevor's.
It's like no one's ever done it before, We
No one's.
first.
Yeah, we want to be the first to kind of, move around and take the show on the road kind of thing.
Right. That's a totally original idea.
Yeah, we were thinking that, and maybe 5 years from now, you'll have your farm. We could come ride horses out there. You gonna have horses? You gotta have horses.
I don't know about horses.
Okay.
I want a goat.
Okay.
A goat would be sick, and maybe a cow or two. Yeah.
Yeah, but then the cow dies and you gotta like drag it somewhere. Although that's cheeseburgers, but that's kind of hard thing to come to terms with. Maybe. You ready for that?
I don't know. We'll see in 5 years, I guess.
5 years time, really. I mean, a lot can happen in 5 years. It's funny because you got a short amount of time here, but also it goes on forever.
Dude, it's crazy. 5 years ago, was COVID.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that feels like last year, maybe like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Not 5 though.
Yeah, that's weird.
But it still feels surreal.
It's like I graduated high school 5 years ago when COVID was happening. That's crazy.
5 years from now, maybe there'll be a new one that's really, really shakes things up, and we'll have to wear. I don't know, the masks. They were cool, but they didn't look that great. So I think
have to
maybe
wear
we
like
could
hazmat
spice
suits.
it up. Maybe a cool hat.
What how is that going to protect you though?
Maybe it's through the hair or something.
Yeah, maybe the whole thing will be like a disease of bad hair.
Be a bunch of skinheads running around.
I gotta watch out for that.
Right, 'cause you got a bunch of hair.
I got a lot of hair,
And it's red.
I don't want
so-
it to go bad.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it goes bad. I think yours is fine. Trevor. I don't know.
Do you think
man.
you'll ever go bald?
I don't know.
I could rock it.
I think it's
Do
like.
you think you will though?
I think it's like your mom's.
Yeah, they say
dad.
you get your mom's dad's hair.
My grandpa has phenomenal hair.
Okay, your mom's dad?
Yeah.
Okay, word.
My mom always used to say he had good hair. I think.
My both of my grandpas have a full head of hair still and like beards too. So I think I'm set.
And they're still alive?
Yeah.
So that's good. Not everyone checks out early. In fact, most people don't, which is a beautiful thing. But there's
Yeah,
so
right.
many people you can't even imagine it. You know?
Yeah.
Even in the city you live, you go somewhere, almost all the people are people you've never seen before.
But I don't know. It's also crazy because you also just run into the same people everywhere.
That's true. Both of these things seem to be true at the same time.
Right. It's like a lot of people say like Columbus is so small because, everyone knows everyone, but it's like you're just in the same scene as everyone else, so that's why you know everyone else. But then it's like there's like whole other scenes that I don't even know exist.
And they're right
then
next door.
And then I find out about it and I'm like, whoa, where are all these people coming from?
Yeah.
And it's like there's just something.
Yeah, you can't. I can maybe imagine like 100,000 people, maybe, like visually.
That's like the horseshoe.
Yeah, so that's like
You know?
you can do that, but that's like barely anybody.
Yeah, that's not even like that's like 1/10 of the Columbus population,
Yeah, that's crazy. Can you look that up? See if that's true, Trevor. Do something over there.
I'm pretty sure the Columbus population is like about 1 million.
What is the 10th of Columbus's population?
100,000?
That's what we're guessing. I think it's near 1 million.
Yeah, I think it's near.
We're on the
1 million.
rise, guys. And I think it's kind of maybe because of this program.
It's Columbus population is nearly 100,000.
Hell yeah.
Ninth.
As of
Or
2023.
It's a big round up there.
And I know that also is like I think they're counting like the suburbs outside like Grandview and everything.
Yeah, that's
I
gotta be.
think.
Is it?
Yeah, it's got to be the whole.
Look
like,
up
270 at least.
Columbus Greater Metropolitan Area.
If you can spell it. Am I right? You good speller?
Yeah.
Spell tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow.
I think it's true. I don't even.
Hey, what, are you not a good speller?
Tomorrow always messes me up.
It's Tom or Row.
Wednesday used to give me, but now I know it's Wednesday.
Yeah.
Spelled barely.
Barely.
Come on,
It's
man.
that easy. Everybody spells it barley and it pisses me off.
Well, it's bear.
Yeah, I know. It's terrible.
Wait.
They forget the E.
B. Barely.
Has anybody added an extra E before the Y?
Yeah, can you look that up? Has anyone done that? I mean, you'd have to be stupid.
Okay, so Columbus Metro. This is AI overview. Columbus
Gemini.
metropolitan area, also known as Central Ohio or Greater Columbus, had a population of approximately 2.225 million in 2024.
200?
2.225 million.
So like
2.25.
so like 2,225,000.
That's correct, Owen. That's why we brought in a mathematician on this episode. We wanted to sort of give this thing an intellectual boost.
Right.
A lot of the viewers were
I was like, no way, there's 200 million people in Central Ohio. That's absurd.
from 2023 to 2025. It's at this border crisis, man. I mean,
I was reading what the AI told me, man.
Christ.
doubled by 200 or whatever. We'll cut the whole thing. Anyways, when you're growing up,
Yeah.
5 years, I hope we'll get out there,
Yeah.
really get the fields going. What are you going to grow? Corn?
I don't know. I just want to. I would just like a plot of land.
Yes,
you know?
I'd like to walk outside and like look at a field. That'd be
Yeah,
nice.
or like maybe like some forests, and, like
Forest would be
woods.
good.
A lot of trees. I'm a big tree guy.
I'm a tree fellow myself. Plus, that rock climbing knowledge is going to come in handy.
Yeah, exactly. I also love climbing trees too.
Who doesn't? Who
Yeah,
doesn't?
Right.
There's a good tree I've been itching to get back to.
Oh yeah. Where
Yeah.
at? Unless you don't want to leak the location.
Won't leak the location because a lot of people are going to show up there if I do. And it's,
Okay.
it's a great spot.
Okay.
But
You're gonna have
just
to
kind of
take
like
me sometime.
stepping stones that go up.
Dude, okay, when I was in Montana, there's a lot of those like pine trees.
Yeah.
And a lot of those just have branches that just go straight out, and they're like thick enough to where you can like stand on them and like sit on them. So
Yeah.
I was just like, you can just climb up them like a ladder, and I was like, just kept going up, and then I was like, oh, I'm probably like 30 feet above the ground right now. It's probably like not go any higher.
Yeah.
But I could have just kept going up.
Right.
And then I was like, this is awesome.
Right. And then it gets a little breezy up there and things are not so sure.
Yeah, and you can feel the tree like swaying.
And at that point,
I got to get down from here.
Yeah. At that point, an apple's not going to do nothing for you. And even if it rhymes, which we're still on the fence about.
I think we've established it right.
Well, we're still, figuring it out. But
what's a better?
have you ever ridden a horse?
I have ridden a horse.
Is it easy?
I mean,
I guess if the horse
I guess
is
it
used
depends
to it.
on the temperament of the horse.
Right.
How
was this fella or lady? Sorry.
he was fine.
Okay.
He was. I do remember he was a man he was male, and I remember that because he stopped because he had to pee. And like I was like didn't realize he was peeing, and so then I kicked him to get him to go, and then he quit peeing and then just kept going. And I was like, or my dad turned around, he was like, dude, you just cut him off midstream. And I was like, oh, my bad, dude.
That's crazy.
And
I didn't
then
know it was
5
possible.
minutes later he stopped because he had to pee. I was like, all right, I will let you do your thing this time.
That's fun. Wait, where were you riding horses?
Colorado. This was like in 2018. I went with my family.
Was it like, were you traveling on it, or was it just like you were riding a horse?
No, we were just like riding a horse. Like it was like a horseback riding tour through like the mountains.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was beautiful. Yeah.
Just for the audio listeners. Yeah, we want to give them something to, really immerse themselves in this.
Yeah.
Well, we hope, the farm goes well. Again, getting that mortgage settled is going to be a big deal. You got a good credit?
I have 0 credit.
Right, and we've all been there, but
Yeah.
sometimes you got to get it.
I'm sure I could have good credit.
Right. You just got to acquire it.
Right.
It's hard to get nowadays,
I just I don't see a use for it in my current state.
Right.
Like I'm not trying to buy a car anytime soon.
Trying to kickstart like a mug brand or something?
A mug brand?
Yeah, make your own mugs. It's got your face on them.
That'd be cool, but I don't really see myself doing that.
So you no need for like a line of credit for that sort of thing.
No.
Well, you're living in the moment, man. It's beautiful to see.
Yeah. Yeah, oh, this thing reclines?
Yeah, get back there, man.
Oh, hell yeah.
Get comfortable.
All right.
Now, are you a big laser tag guy?
Oh, I love laser tag. I haven't been in years.
Me either. Did you ever go to Laser Craze?
Yeah.
They closed down.
What?
Yeah. It was
Are
a
you for
family
real?
establishment.
Wait,
and they're gone.
aren't there like multiple locations? Did the company come down?
Yeah, it's just a one family. It's done.
Wait, are you?
There used to be a Laser Craze and a Sky Zone right next to each other.
Yeah.
That was-
Yeah.
Yeah. Had a rich friend. He threw his party at both locations at the same time.
That's
it was
awesome.
the coolest thing
That's
ever.
awesome.
Plus pizza.
Dude,
who doesn't like
you know,
pizza?
one thing I've always wanted to do is like one of those like Ninja Warrior obstacle courses.
That sounds fun.
That would be so fun.
Or the Wipeout, the big red balls
Yeah,
and you get to bounce
yeah.
on them. What a show. What a
Yeah.
show. Too soon, after the accident. Have you ever been in a major accident?
No.
I broke my arm when I was in second grade.
Actually, no. When I was
Just want it out
like
there.
3 or 4, maybe like 4 or 5. I don't
Okay.
know. But I was really little, and my parents were having a Christmas party, and so then me and my sister Camden went to our neighbor's house across the street, and we were hanging out with their kids who are around our ages, and we were in their basement, and I remember watching the Polar Express. And then I remember wandering around in the
chocolate.
basement. No, I hate the Polar Express now because of this experience.
Okay.
I was wandering around their basement, and they have a treadmill, and so then I turned on the treadmill, and it started going, and then it started picking up speed, and it was going, and then I fell off, and it was backed up against a wall for some reason, and then my hand got stuck in between the treadmill and the stone walls of a basement,
What you should have done is pulled that little cord.
Well, I couldn't. I was stuck. I was trapped. My sister had to do that because she heard me screaming.
Oh no.
And she ran over, pulled the cord, and then her and our neighbor who had to pull my hands out of the treadmill, and it was shredded down to the bone. And then they had to go across the street and get my parents, and I ruined their Christmas party.
So thanks a lot for that.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. I still have scars on my hands from it.
That sounds horrible.
This fingernail is misshapen. I don't know if you can tell. Yeah. And
lot
there's
of
also a
viewers are saying
scar, scar tissue, right underneath, and then also right there on the middle finger.
He's flipping off everybody.
Yeah, fuck you guys. Fuck you.
He's joined both sides. He's on.
Yeah, actually, fuck the viewers.
Yeah, come on, man.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
I love
we're
you
joking
guys.
around, guys, because you might, if you really focus yourself, you might amount to something.
Yeah. That's what I did.
That's what, and you see where that takes you.
Yeah.
You gotta make those
it got
mistakes
me,
sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, it got me fucked up fingers.
Yeah.
But
So you're not a big
a
treadmill
fun-
guy,
not really. If I'm going running, I'd rather run outdoors.
right? Because there's a lot of space.
Yeah. I don't have to. It's also you're running on a treadmill. You're not really going anywhere.
Yeah.
What's the fun in that?
What is the fun in that? Trevor, can you look that up?
The fun in running outdoors.
No, running
No,
on a treadmill.
Are you paying attention over there?
I'm
Yeah,
just
what are you
switching
doing?
cameras, man.
Okay, he's got a lot to do.
Right.
Everyone's got a lot on their mind.
Yeah.
You think humans, we can think about things, and all the other animals can't. But there's got to be another thing above that. You know, there's got to be. If you were just like a little bit smarter, you'd be like, oh, I get the whole thing. You know?
Yeah, that's like the next stage of like consciousness.
Could you look up the next stage of consciousness?
Well, okay, yeah,
Just see what people have to say.
and then I'll circle back.
Okay. If you could sum that up for us.
Okay, so the benefits of riding a treadmill, or
Yeah.
running on a treadmill, I'm sorry. Faster running cadence, you are in control for the most part. Heart health.
Well, Owen wasn't too in control, and
No.
nothing you can do at that point.
Easier
Yeah,
on the
right.
joints, weight loss, intensifies your workout. It allows you to run safely for the most part. Builds
Wow.
different muscles. Mental health. Okay, next stage of consciousness. AI overview.
Yeah.
The concept of a next stage of consciousness is often explored in spiritual and philosophical contexts, with various models suggesting different levels or states of awareness,
This is a non-answer.
such as planetary consciousness, enlightened consciousness, or oneness consciousness.
This is the fucking AI overview.
The next stage of consciousness is really up to you to think. Like, what do you think is gonna happen?
I think maybe I'll be a Volkswagen.
Okay, you're gonna reincarnate as a Volkswagen.
Yeah.
What kind of Volkswagen? Like a Bug or a van or a?
I don't think that's up to me. It's the higher power, you know.
Okay,
Some things are out of your control.
yeah.
What do you feel, is going to happen to you, your soul?
I feel like my soul will just kind of join the like greater consciousness.
Do you think maybe
collective
you think
conscious?
you think maybe the man up above is going to look down on you because you ruined Christmas? Hey, I'm not saying you tried to. I'm just saying you got to think about these things, right? I'm sure you've thought about it.
I think he'll be forgiving.
Yeah. One would
It
hope.
was just my
That's his whole
natural.
thing.
It was just my natural curiosity that got the better of me.
Yeah, I think curiosity is a good thing.
It
You know,
can be.
Yeah, but you took that lesson of my hand got shredded in the treadmill. You applied that to a lot of things. Maybe I shouldn't just go hop on something.
Right.
So one experience applies to the whole thing. You recognize patterns and stuff.
Yeah.
Now, you a big pattern guy?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I love patterns. I'm a drummer.
Right, that's true.
It's pretty much all patterns are.
That's a good point.
Or all drums are is just like different patterns,
Yeah, that's what's nice about the when you're playing the music is you got an amount of time where you know what's gonna happen. Like,
Right, because it's like, it work like this song works in groups of 4, and it's like, okay, there's like this group of 4 that makes up the riff as a whole, and then it's like you just transfer that like, so there could be like 4 groups of 4 before it gets
Yeah.
to the next like group of 6, which could be like considered like the chorus, or I don't know.
it sounds
Different-
very technical, but in reality, it's just satisfying
yeah
when they
yeah.
happen, and you understand them.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like also after a while you don't even like think of it
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. You just kind of do it. And
Yeah.
it's like you just feel it, and then it's like, "Oh, this is the next part."
Did it help having some background in like reading percussion? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, some people don't get both sides of the thing. They just get like,
for sure. Cuz like when I first started taking lessons, like my teacher had me just work on like snare drum stuff even though I wasn't in like marching band.
yeah,
But that definitely helped because it was like, like you said, like being able to read it and like look at something and then translate that to what you're actually doing physically is a good skill to have.
yeah, that's cool too.
Yeah.
It's a good feeling
Yeah.
because a lot of people, some people, objectively, never really teach themselves anything, and they don't figure out that they can learn something, and it's sad.
Yeah.
That's why we were talking about in the intro. You can't make someone inclined to get better. Some people are just like, I'm not good at the thing, and that's just how it is. I'm like,
We were
well,
talking about that at that show I played with you at
Last week?
Natalie's. Yeah.
What were we saying?
Well, we were talking about how like if I'm not naturally good at something, I don't really care to like try to do it, like drawing. That's what we were talking about. Or it was like,
Well, yeah. Well, my point with the drawing was like that specifically. People usually it's like they're either pretty good at drawing and then they try to get better at it because it's so immediate. Like you put it down and you can see whether it's good or not.
I feel like music is kind of the same way.
It is, but
you know?
people generally have a feeling that they could get good at it. You know, opposed to like drawing. Singing is not as big. Like people, do you think they are either good at singing and then they try to get better at it, or
I feel like singing is like that. How you were saying about drawing. Because it's like, you know, if you're already
it's immediate.
good at,
like,
you're like, if you're already like a little talented at singing, then you're going to want to work on it to get better.
Yeah.
Same with like drawing. But if you're like,
It feels-
you can pick up a guitar and not know like anything.
Yeah.
And then like a year later, you'll know a lot just because like you put in the effort to learn,
Yeah.
even though you weren't
Because
good
when
like
you're
a
looking
year
at
ago.
it, you're looking at it like the trying to get better at the thing. Drawing, well, with music, you can pretend like, okay, I'm going to learn the information behind it first. And it gives you enough of like a confidence, at least, to just like mess around with it. And then you'll figure it out naturally. But when someone's like bad at singing and they want to get better, they're too nervous to even like, they're like, no, it's bad. I'm like, well, yeah.
yeah.
But you do have to sing, just like you do have to draw bad stuff. But I don't want, you know.
Yeah, right. I don't know. For me, it's just like if I'm not naturally good at something already, then I don't really care to try to put in work to get better at it. Like when it comes to drawing or painting, like I'm just not good at it. I would love if I was, but I don't care enough to try.
Part of it might be you already like have a thing too.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I already have a thing, and that's drums and music. You know.
Yeah, and there's a million things, and most of them are kind of endless. You can just keep getting better at the thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you've been saying I want to be a drummer or a musician since you were 8, it's like I used to think, well, eventually I'll just get good at all the things. But then when I get older, I'm like, I'm never gonna. What day am I gonna start getting good?
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I guess.
So it's like
just,
eventually I'll do it, and it's
Yeah.
like, when is that gonna happen? You
Yeah.
have to start the process somewhere.
Yeah, you hearing that, Trevor? Okay, I think a lot of the viewers are hearing this too.
Yeah.
Owen, thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, this is fun.
You down to do a little musical performance for us?
Yeah. Yeah.
You sure?
You sure, man?
Yeah.
You sure you're confident in this?
Are you sure?
I think an apple a day does keep the doctor away, and we're happy
Yeah.
you came on. Trevor, you got anything to add to this? Anything?
Are
at
we?
all?
Is this it?
This is it, man.
Oh.
What are we
okay.
doing on time?
Hour and 16, man.
Beautiful.
Yeah, man. Except we were talking about how.
Hey, you want to plug any dates, man? You got anything coming up? This comes out 3 weeks. Well, maybe 2, because Trevor messed up the last episode.
Oh. I don't know. I'm playing with. Okay, wait. What's 2 weeks from now? The 15th.
It's got to be the 15th, man, because it's the first April Fool's.
Okay. Yeah. So the 17th, that Thursday, I'm playing with Six Flags guy. And that has Jonah, who's been on here before. And he didn't shout me out when he was shouting out their drummers.
That was messed up. That's why we had you on. We wanted to clear
Yeah.
that thing up. We got
I had to call him out on that.
That's
so.
okay. Sometimes you gotta call people out. Do you find, you take a role calling out people in your life? What about when someone wrongs you? You got any family trouble? What's going on, man?
No, I mean, when someone wrongs me, I usually am just like, all right, I'm going to look the other way. Not look the other way. I'm going to remember it, but I'm not going to, like, make a big deal out of it.
It's sort of like when the
unless it's
ghost is following you in Mario,
Yeah, you just got to keep going.
Right.
You just got to keep
You can
going.
look at him, but he's just going to stay there forever. So
Right.
just move on. He might
Right.
follow you for a second, but you'll be gone.
Right. Like, you'll get out of his range eventually.
Yeah. A lot of people stay hung up. They're just staring at him. They're about to come. When I turn around, it's like, well, yeah, but just run.
Yeah.
You just got to run full force. You got to, life's not waiting for anyone.
Yeah.
Sort of a carpe diem kind of thing.
I guess.
Kind of seize the day,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I guess.
Do you live by that?
Not
You breathe by that?
particularly, no. But I could.
You been doing any breath work?
Not really. I mean, I like meditate sometimes, but well, actually, yeah, because I do have like a morning like yoga stretch routine that
Right.
I kind of go through, and like a lot of that is like focusing on my breathing and like breathing in and out like in the right patterns, like while
Gets the
you're-
energy going right.
Yeah, because if you're not breathing, you're not stretching.
Amen.
Yeah.
Are you a big lamp guy or more of an overhead?
Lamp.
Lamp.
My room, no overhead light, much like this room.
Right.
Actually.
We got a angled ceiling here, which is, again, this is a budget issue. We spend a lot on this studio space, and we work with what we can.
But it's for the best.
Well, it is for the best,
Yeah.
but sometimes you blank a whole episode, a whole one, the whole
Yeah.
thing is gone.
What, you deleted a whole
Well,
episode?
we got the audio, so
Yeah, there's a bad AV cable, and that was the weakest link in the chain, and it ruined everything. And you could also say, I'm the weakest link in the chain.
whoa, Trevor.
If you
come
want
on,
to
man.
say that.
We don't want to say that because you're doing your best over there, and everyone's trying.
It's a budget issue.
It's a budget issue.
Yeah.
So
It's
you
not
know,
a me thing. It's about the budget.
so you
Right.
give us some money, and we got shirts coming or something. Trevor, you made the shirt, right?
Yeah,
Trevor made shirts.
Yep. That's right. And I got the vector in Adobe Illustrator.
Yeah, so we can blow that thing up and it stays high quality. It's not going nowhere. Well, Owen, thanks for coming on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The dates. I think it's the 17th, April 17th. I'm playing with Six Flags guy. I think at Ace of Cups, and then the 19th we're playing in Dayton, and I'm playing with them again on May 2nd at a house in Columbus.
Hell yeah, I'm busy man.
Yeah. I don't know any Shop the Pig dates. I think we're taking a break for a minute.
Does Matt
But
make
we
more music?
definitely have dates booked. I just don't know when they are. Oh wait, no, that's not gonna be. That's gonna have happened.
have happened, yeah. Bit of a delay here, so.
Yeah.
But that's showbiz, man. That's showbiz.
Yeah, right.
Trevor, you got anything to add to this?
I'm excited to see you play that cajon, man. We were talking about how nobody brings out the cajon.
I
anymore.
A lot of
know.
the
I
viewers
saw
were
that
saying
on
that.
Nico's episode.
Right. A lot of the viewers were like, "Where's the cajon?"
Yeah.
Well, you're about to bring it. And
Is there like? I don't really know. Am I just gonna like hit it,
I can. We can
or like
do.
do you want to do
play,
like
play a
a?
few patterns, man?
I can
Happy holidays.
I can play some
you know?
chords along with you.
Okay.
We can
okay,
just
we
do a
can have
little
like a
chord
little
progression.
jam.
Right.
Oh, awesome! You're gonna do a little collaboration.
Little collaboration
This is a
here.
first
Yeah.
for the show.
This is a first.
Oh wow. Should I mic the cajon? Or
I think we'll do maybe a room mic for that.
I feel like it'll be loud enough.
We could do a room mic. No, we could do whatever. We'll figure it out. Trevor, you got anything to add to this?
I just did.
Yeah, whatever.
was fun.
That was cool. Yeah. You guys feel good about that one?
Yeah.
The sound okay?
That sounded really cool.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, thanks for coming out. Owen.
Yeah, close it out.
Yeah,
man.
thanks for having me. Check out Shop the Pig. Check out Six Flags Guy if you haven't already.
Owen Coggburn on all socials. Just kidding, man. We don't want to disparage your name. You know, it's a family's name, Scottish.
Yeah.
It's a long line.
Yeah.
Bagpipes. They got any food in Scotland that's
Haggis.
haggis? Shout out to haggis.
Yeah.
Shout out Haggis. man.
Never had it before.
It's all popping out.
Popping up.
No, it's
Popperkosh?
all popperkosh to me. See you guys.